and welcome to Therapy Talk with Roxanne. My name is Roxanne Pacheco and I'm so excited that you are with me for another opportunity to learn together, to grow together, and most importantly, to heal together. My name, once again, is Roxanne. I am a therapist. I'm also certified in preventive medicine and I specialize in trauma. And talking about trauma, I want for you to pay attention to the color of my shirt. I'm wearing purple. Why purple? Because the month of October is a month where we are bringing awareness about abuse, domestic abuse in particular. And today I want to tackle a topic that many times goes untalked about, unnoticed, put to the side. We're afraid, we're ashamed to talk about it. Many are suffering in silence. And I want to give that many that are suffering in silence an opportunity to grow some strength, to see beyond what the abusive relationship that you are in right now is, and for you to grow the confidence to know that it's not about you. It was never about you. But what belongs to you now is for you to step up, for you to rise up, for you to see who God says that you are, and for you to move forward, knowing that what does belong to you is your own opportunity to heal. So today I'm talking about narcissistic abuse. I want to focus on what are some of the characteristics of a narcissistic abusive relationship, because maybe, perhaps, you are in that relationship. You're the one that's feeling that you're never good enough. Nothing you do will ever please him again. Why can't he be the way he used to be in the beginning of the relationship? What am I doing wrong? And you're not even aware that you're in an abusive relationship. So what is a narcissistic abusive relationship? What does it look like? So in this type of relationship, in this type of abuse, what you are going to see is that you're going to have a guy or a girl that goes into a quote unquote relationship. Notice I said quote unquote because it's not a relationship. This is not a two-way relationship. This is like a rake. It only comes this way. There's nothing going that way. They go into this quote-unquote relationship and they go into it saying, I love you, very, very early on. I love you. I can't be without you. Don't pay attention to anybody else. Just pay attention to me. You're the best thing that has happened in my whole life. I had a whole bunch of other relationships and everybody did this to me. Everybody treated me unfair. Everybody started talking bad about me. Everybody ignored me. All these other girls or all these other guys, they all ignored me. But you pay attention to me. You make me feel special. What this is narcissistic supply. They are relying on you to supply them with all that they need to fill themselves up. Keep in mind, I mentioned narcissism. Narcissism is a relationship with themselves only. And even at that, because they are so void inside, they don't have the capacity to form a healthy relationship with themselves. So what they are needing is for somebody else to supply them so that their ego and their super ego can grow and expand and they can feel powerful. So once again, we have this person that's now groomed you. They've now groomed you into believing and giving them your best and believing that, oh my goodness, this guy or this girl, they're the best. They're showering me with gifts. They're bringing me all these things. They're doing all these things for me. They're telling me I'm beautiful. They're telling me I'm special. They're telling me I'm the one who has treated them the best. And now you have fallen bait into this relationship. Because unlike healthy relationships, where it is two-way, where there is an opportunity to have empathy, in a narcissistic abusive relationship, once you have been anchored, once you've given them that supply, once they've groomed you in that honeymoon phase, what happens is they've already done everything in the initial phase. They've already worked you up to now being so dependent. And now what's going to happen is that the devaluation process begins. So here I want for you to kind of imagine it's a little kid, and this little kid, the narcissist, has a toy. This kid has a toy, and it's a shiny brand new toy. You are the toy. It's a shiny brand new toy, and they're holding it, and it's the best thing, and they want to show it to everybody. But now something happened. Maybe you caught them in a white lie. Maybe it was something very simple. Maybe they're no longer paying attention to you. Maybe they're kind of pushing you off to the side, and you see him or her that is talking to somebody new, and you feel like, well, aren't I the best thing that happened to you? Why are your eyes on somebody else? Aren't I the one that makes the best food? Aren't I the one that treats you the best? And now what happens in that devaluation process is you're kind of ignored, put to the side. Maybe you have an experience that happened where you did, quote unquote, catch them in a lie, and they tell you, you're stupid. That's not how it happened. It never happened like that. It's all in your head. That's called gaslighting, okay? So what happens at this time is they begin to use everything. If in that initial part, that honeymoon phase, you were vulnerable enough to share with them something very, very private for you. Maybe somebody hurt you and you shared that with them. What happens now is that everything is now used against you. Everything is now used to literally begin to emotionally cut you up. And you begin to question yourself in everything. Let's just go back to that lie, and they tell you that's not how it happened. You're full of it. You're always making up stories in your head. You are this, you are that. Nobody wants you. Why do you think they left you? Why do you think your mom abandoned you? Why do you think your dad abused you? Why do you think? And now all of a sudden what's happening is that you're looking at yourself and you're beginning to question, am I really that bad? Is it really me? Maybe I didn't see things like that. Maybe he's right. Maybe she's right. So that devaluation process begins. Once again, we start with the honeymoon or the grooming. We go into the devaluation process where literally you have no value. They are so superior. Their rules, they have two sets of rules. It's one set of rules for them and one set of rules for everybody else. You see those white lies. You notice that you're saying, like, put yourself in my shoes. How would you feel if you saw me and I was the one that was flirting with somebody else? I was the one that was talking to somebody else. And let me break it to you. They have zero ability for empathy. They do not have the capacity to put themselves in your shoes. Why? Because there is no connection. There's no bond in them. What I want for you to know here is that a narcissist is an individual that has significant trauma. They've been severely hurt and severely wounded and severely stripped of their own identity. That what they learn to do is, it's me. It's a one-man game. That's all it is. The moment that you no longer serve that purpose, the moment that you're no longer supplying them with that narcissistic supply, then what is going to happen is that you're going to be discarded. And they're going to move on to the next relationship in a heartbeat. And now you're left thinking, how is it possible that they now have another girl? How is it possible that now they have a new toy? Think about it. Let's go back into that childhood. Let's say it's Christmas or a birthday, and what used to be their favorite toy, now somebody has given them a new toy. That toy no longer matters. You have been discarded. You have been put to the side. You no longer matter because you're no longer telling them that they're wonderful and that they're awesome and that they're the best thing that has ever happened to you. You're no longer telling them that. Now you're beginning to see for yourself. Now you're beginning to question, maybe it wasn't all those other girls or all those other guys. Maybe there was some truth behind all that. And because now you're questioning, you're no longer serving a purpose. It's time to play with that new toy. And what happens in that discard phase is that because your self-esteem has been beat to the ground and you really do believe that you are the problem, you're going to have all of these thoughts in your head and you're thinking, he didn't love me, I must have done something wrong. You're going to be trying to repair. You're going to be calling him, hey, I love you. I'm sorry I treated you that way. I should have never questioned you. I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have talked to those people. And guess what? It's going to hurt you so much because they literally do not care at that point. You no longer serve the purpose. They now have a new toy. Somebody is supplying their need, and you have simply been now a chapter of the past. He has moved on. She has moved on. And that pattern and that story is going to continue over and over and over again. So long as there's not somebody who's supplying that need for them, then there's no reason to stay in that quote-unquote relationship. Here is where I want to empower you. If you are hearing me say these things, and all of a sudden it's coming into your awareness and you're saying, you know what, that happened to me. What do I do with this? I hurt so much. I thought it was all about me. My heart was broken. I'm never going to be able to trust again because I told him I was vulnerable, and now it's all over social media. Now everybody knows my secret. Let me tell you, it was never about you. You are not the problem in this relationship. It was all about an individual that does not have the capacity to form true and healthy relationships. And at this point, what I want for you to say, and say it out loud, is, I have the capacity to heal, and I thank him or her for doing this to me and for me, because this is what it took for me to hit rock bottom and for me to literally begin to build myself from the foundation up. Now is your opportunity to focus on you, on why it was so important for somebody else to tell you that you were beautiful, that you were worth it, that you were loved, that you were capable of being loved. Because the truth is that that's a reason why you felt bait to that relationship. Because your heart was emotionally dehydrated and you were so desperate for somebody to speak those words to you that you missed all of the warning signs. I pray that as I'm saying this, it's kind of like planting a seed of hope into you today, into that heart, into that mind. That seed is something that continuously you begin to water on a daily basis. That you begin to ground yourself with who you are, with the truth of who you are. If you need to see that video, there is a video on I am, affirmations for yourself. Because unless you affirm yourself, you're going to find yourself constantly going back into the same vicious, repetitive cycle of relationships. Not only with a partner, but with friends, with family members, or anybody else that you choose to have a relationship with. So I pray once again that this information is something that today you needed to hear. I pray that you will share it with somebody else. If you have not yet subscribed to my video, go ahead and subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. If this rang a bell, if this, just made sense, let me know. Let others know. Share your story, because shame dies when transparency kicks in. And you have all authority to share your story and to focus on He who redeemed you and He who will bring redemption to you. I look forward to seeing you next Friday for another opportunity to learn, grow, and heal together. Remember, trauma is real, and so is healing.